Today I am going to discuss how to figure out the light, mass and time at the universe's origin that are the components of the creations of the universe. First of all, now to understand light, mass and time, at the origin they exist, they are completely different from our understandings. So we can start from our world experiences first. Our world also we experience light, mass and time. We'll start from that. That is easier to go to the deeper understandings. First, let's consider the morning, right? Now, first we see the light from the sun, and then we figure out, okay, the morning, the daytime has come. We can see the light first, we can't see the time. We can't see the time first. So when we see the light only, we figure out that, okay, the time, morning time or the daytime has come. Then we have to think about now whether this time, now we say that everything is composed of light, mass and time in the universe. But how do we figure it out? By looking at some object or some person, whether that person or the object is made out of light, mass and time. Let us consider a building, right? Now, when the sun rises in the morning, this building receives light. And when we live in this building, what happens is, now we have to think now. We think that this is made out of light, mass and time according to our explanations. Now, when the sun rises, this receives light, and in the evening the sun sets and the light doesn't remain here and it becomes dark. If there's any other light source, from that we can get light to the building. But that also doesn't adapt to the building's construction. It will not join to the walls or any other thing in the building. So then by just looking at the building, we don't see that it is made out of light, and we don't feel also that this is composed of light. But we know that light comes from the sun. And also the time. When we think about the construction of this building, or when we go inside this building, we don't feel any time. And we can't say that this is made out of time, because when the masons were making the house, they didn't add up the time. They didn't add 5 years to one brick and then another 5 years to the other brick, and like that they didn't make the building. Or when they were making the cement mixture, into cement, sand and water mixture, they didn't add the time, like 2 months, 3 months time, and cement, water and sand. They didn't use any mixture like that. They didn't include the time into that. So we know that according to our understandings, we know that time is not contained in this. When we were making the building, we didn't include any time into this. We don't see that time is used to make this building, but we say that it is made out of time also. So when we go inside the building, we don't experience any different time in that, because we know that it's not made out of time. But our earth has a time. For the earth to revolve around the sun, it takes 1 year. And when the earth revolves around the sun, the earth takes every object on earth, including us. And it takes this house, this building also around the sun. Then as we all live in earth, we all undergo its time. The earth, the sun has given us the time for all objects on earth, and we also have a time, and this building also has a time. So it's a common time for everything on earth. And the other thing is, so if we go to a certain frame, if there's a different time existing in that frame, we all undergo that time. We all live in that time frame. Similarly, if we make this building with bricks, when we make the building with bricks, let's say 5,000 years of time we add in between the bricks. In between the bricks, we add 5,000 years to in between every brick. Then this building or this frame is it has a time of 5,000 years. Whoever goes into this will be able to live 5,000 years. The outside has a different time. Similarly, we all have the same time on earth. The earth has given us a time of time period about 100 years for us to live. That's our lifetime, approximate life expectation. Before that, about 1,000 years ago, the life expectation was very high on earth. But now it's about 100 years or less than that. So the time is given to all objects in a certain frame. When the earth rotates around the sun, it takes 1 year, and end of 1 year we all grow older by 1 year. And not only that, all objects as well as this building also go older by 1 year. So every object on earth undergoes that time. And when it comes to universe's origin, universe's origin also has light. That light is very strong and powerful. From the universe's origin only, the light is spread, given to all creations, to the whole universe. So that is the origin of light, and that is the wisdom. And there's no light source, but the light exists as the wisdom there. That light, the light given from the universe's origin, is given to the sun, is given to our sun. And also there are other galaxies, there are other suns also. For now I am considering only our sun. The universe's origins light is given to our sun, and that light, when it is given to the sun, it is different from the origins light, and we receive a different kind of light to the earth. So we get that light from the sun. So the light, what we observe, what we see, is directly connected to the universe's origin. That is the light source, the main light source that is distributed, given to spread all over the universe. And the time also, at the universe's origin, the time doesn't elapse. It's existing, and it cannot be measured. Our time in our world, we can measure the time, but universe's origin, the time at the universe's origin cannot be measured because it exists forever. From the moment that the universe originated before an infinite time ago, that time is existing up to this moment, as well as in infinite future. It never changes. It exists forever, so cannot be measured because it doesn't elapse. It doesn't pass. Everlasting time. That's eternal. So that is why the universe's origin is eternal. We say it's eternal. Then So that time also is also given to the sun, and from the sun we receive light. When we receive light, according to the light we figure out, okay, this is the morning time or the night time. So that time is existing, and time is used to make all these things. And then we'll go to the mass. If the universe's origin gives gives the time to the earth, let's say it gives a time of 1,000 years to the earth, then the earth exists for 1,000 years, and then it is destroyed, vanished. Then again the universe's origin can give a time, let's say 1 billion years to the earth, then it exists over 1 billion years, and after that it is destroyed, vanished. So like that, the universe's origin gives time to every creation in the universe. And then we can go to the mass. How the mass has created this building. Now we know that the walls are made out of bricks, and it's a collection. So that collection, one by one, the wall is made out of bricks. Then we can say that it's a collection. So there's a mass in it. We go deeper understandings. Now, when we look at this building, how do we identify that this is a building? We won't call this as a tree, because to understand this as a building, it should have the roof, windows, doors, the walls, columns, the floor, and also the vertices, the corners. Then the roof has to join has to be connected to the walls, and one wall, this wall must be connected to this wall. There should be a connection. If there's just a wall like this is a wall. We won't say this as a building. We won't call this a building. We call that this is a building because there's only a wall. So those things, the roof, columns, the doors, windows, the floor, the corners, and the joints between the walls, and also it needs to occupy some space in air, and we should be able to go inside. We also need space. We also should have a space in the building. Those things, and the building walls must be very straight. There are straight edges. Then this also must be a straight edge, and it should have it must have a shape of a building, the square shape, and then we should see the walls made out of bricks, or it's finished with some paint. We should see all those things, and we should see the rectangular shapes, and the shapes of we should see the shapes of the doors and windows, and the colors also. By combining all those information, we combine all those information, and then only we call this a building. So who combines those? The mass force. The mass force combines those, and it collects everything and gives us a collective understanding that it is the building. When we look at this tree, how do we understand? How do we figure out that this is a tree? First, it has to adapt the trunk and its shape, its color, texture. All those things should be collected by the mass force, and then the branches are also there. That also has to be collected by the mass force. Then there are leaves with colors and shapes and edges, and some texture. The leaf surface is smooth. So those things, and even if there are fruits, all those things, and branches are spread here and there. That spreading also, it has spread in the space, in occupying some volume. So all those things should give a collective understanding by the mass force. And then not only that, when we consider the full shape, full tree, I have split it into few parts, few sections. The first part, the bottom one, and then this is the middle of the trunk. Then these two should be added together. The mass force adds those two together, and this and this also are added together, and all those four parts are added together, and give the mass force gives a collective understanding. Mass force adds those four parts with these characteristics. Then only we can understand that there's a tree. We understand that it's a tree. We shouldn't mix up this mass force with the binding forces in the nucleus of atoms. This is before. This is now how. Now we are not talking about atoms, because the shape of the trunk and texture, and the color of the trunk and these characteristics are not related to binding energy. It's only we talk about the binding energy only in the specific material, the atoms of that specific materials. But this is the collective force to understand, to have a complete understanding. So that has to be there for every creation in the universe to give a collective understanding. That mass feature, the mass comes from universe's origin, and it's given to every creation in the universe. Because now, for an example, to understand that further, we can think about that universe is like a bottle, and we can feel things into the bottle through its mouth only. So similarly, if this is the universe and this is the origin, then from the origin only it can give light, mass and time to all the other creations. So there's only one place that spreads everything to the whole universe. That's the universe's origin. So universe's origin receives energy and it spreads continuously forever to every creation. Even now, at this moment also, the universe's origin sends us energy to maintain the creations. If it is not sending, then the creations will be vanished from the universe. It can be vanished from the earth, or other planets in other galaxies can be vanished. So it has to plan out all those things, because our earth is not the only creation. There are millions, billions of galaxies. We discuss about the Sahasri worlds, 3 Sahasri worlds. 3 Sahasri world is consisted of 1 into 10 to the power 9 suns. 1 into 10 to the power 9 suns. And so to every sun, the universe's origin has to give the time to every sun. And there are millions, billions of other galaxies. So to all those things, the universe has to supply light, mass and time. There is no other energy gateway, no other gateway in the midway of the creations. There's no gateways. So everything has to be inserted from the mouth only. I'll take another example also to understand the mass force. Now look at this backrest part, and also this is the seat. When we look at an object, and it's a chair, right? Then to identify, when you look at it, to identify it as a chair, we should gather a lot of information. What are those? We should see the backrest. There should be a backrest, and it has straight edges and corners and wooden bars. Those things has to be vertical or with some small angle tilted, and there has to be a seat. Then this seat has to come and join with this, because if we see only this, then we won't say that it's a chair. If we see only this part, we will say it's a stool. But when we combine the seat with this, the backrest part, then we call it a chair. So this also has lots of shapes. The edges, straight edges, and the four legs must be there. Then we should be able to sit on it, and then it has a rectangular or square or some similar shape. Then on that part only we can sit. We should be able to sit, and then it has to occupy a volume in the space, and then it has texture. Then it may be, we identify that it is made out of metal or wood or plastic, and it has some colors, and there's a way that all these pieces are connected to each other. Then some chairs have some curved shapes, and armrests are also there. Then so all those things are collected by mass force. So mass force is the thing that gives us the collective understanding. Then we call that it's a chair. And sometimes you might think that the mass force that we introduce here is the binding attraction forces between protons and neutrons in the nucleus. When we explore the protons, the scientists have found the quarks they found quarks within the proton. Within a proton, two up quarks and a down quark. I am a physical science graduate, and I have studied chemistry, physics and maths in my general degree. So I am familiar with these also. Then two up quarks and a down quark are the constitutions of a proton. Then now they have identified the quarks as some vibration. So there has to be something to vibrate. Then let us consider an up quark. To figure out that it is an up quark, there has to be some collection of data, collection of information that gives the full understanding that it is an up quark. So that collective understanding is the mass force. Who gives that collective understanding? Who collects those characteristics and who creates it as one thing, one up quark? So that is the mass force. Mass only collects the things in the universe. Let's go to a little deeper understanding about light, mass and time. Now, to figure out light, mass and time, actually we don't need advanced mathematics. We don't have to worry about the complex mathematics. Through our daily observations, we can figure out what is time, light as well as mass. The scientists are trying to figure out the light, mass and time. Actually not the light, they focus on mass and time using lots of complex equations, complex theories. But we can understand, now we have proved we can explain it easily according to observations. Now let's consider, now previously also I mentioned that we receive the both light and time from the sun only. When we see the light, then we call in the morning, we say that morning has come, the daytime. Then in the morning, when we see the light, we call that's the daytime. And then when the sun sets, we call it the night time. The daytime, nighttime combines and creates one day. So it's the day one. Then that's today. Let's say that's today. Then tomorrow also the sunlight comes. That's the daytime. And the sun sets. And it's the night time. So daytime, nighttime. Now like that every day we get daytime and nighttime only. And the sunlight, when we see the light in the morning, the light doesn't have different colors. Today blue color, tomorrow yellow color. There's no light like that. Light doesn't have a color. The light comes to the earth from the sun every day. Is the same way, identical, no difference. Today, tomorrow, 100 years ago, in future also, we receive the same light. No difference. Now this is a very critical point that you need to understand light. Light doesn't have a color. Now when you are figuring out this, you shouldn't think about a tree. When the sunlight comes, you can see a tree or other buildings or other creations, other things. Don't think about those. You just think about the space, some empty space where there's light. When the sunlight is there, sun is shining in the sky. Then in that space you see the light, and it doesn't have any color. When it strikes on trees and other buildings, it gives we can see them in different colors. But light itself doesn't have any color. So it's the same thing. We get today, tomorrow, day after, and every day. So same light. Then same darkness. In the night also, we won't see the darkness in different colors like blue color, red color darkness. No. Same darkness. Then today also, today same light, same darkness, that's one day. Tomorrow also same light as today and same darkness, the second day. There's no difference. But so as there's no difference of daytime, day and night, then every day is the same, identical. There's no 2 days, no 3 days. Not there can't be any week or year or month. There can't be. Even if it happens over a year, same thing repeats every day. No difference. So the days keep adding, the first day to the second day. So they just join to each other like a chain. There is only one day forever. There can't be 2 days according to this. So try to relax and understand. This gives a very deep understanding. You need to take time and figure out this. Then, but we see some changes now. Even though the days are same, even though there's only one day, but we experience some growth. We grow taller, trees grow taller, we grow older. End of 1 year, we grow older by 1 year. The trees have grown taller and bigger. So that growth, even though the days are same, there's only one day, there's a growth. We observe a growth. That's by that happens by the mass force. Mass keeps adding things together. So the day and night, the day exists. That is what is existing. That is what we can see. this is not a, now sometimes you might think that day and night are your mental configurations. Your mind tells that this is day and this is night. Now this is really existing. Day time, night time are really existing. Then according to this, the light is same to, today, tomorrow, every day we see the same light, same sunlight and same night, same darkness. There's no difference in that. But there's a growth. The light shows us the time, because we can't see the time. We receive the light first, and when we receive the light, we realize that it's the daytime. We don't have the light, then we realize that it's the night time. So first we receive the light, and then it shows us the time, and that combination, the mass feels that combination. Mass feels this light and time combination, and then it is represented as the growth of growing older and growing taller, bigger. So the mass force only does that. Let us try to understand the time further. We have given different meanings to the time in our world. Morning, daytime, younger, the childhood, the death, birth, teenage, and January, March, year, month, seconds, spring, winter, the fall, leafing out. So we have given various meanings to the time. But none of these are representing the time. Time is an isolated event. It's an absolute element. Therefore, none of these can be called as time. This is how we understand the time in our world. Now when we consider morning is not daytime. Those two are different. And younger age and the childhood, those two are also different. They don't give the same meaning. We will get different understandings. Even the death and birth, those also give us completely opposite meanings about the time. Then January, March, 2 months. Year and month, they also have two different meanings, opposite meanings. So none of these represent the time. The time is an isolated element. We can define it absolutely. We should then only we can define the universe's the time at the universe's origin. And also when we think about one meaning of time that we have given on earth, we'll take morning. So we'll try to understand what morning is. Morning is not an isolated event. It's coming from the universe's origin. Morning has a long history, an infinite long history, or a boundless time. We can't even imagine the time of the morning. How did the morning come? How does the morning come to us? We go to the universe's origin. There's the time, the absolute time is there. Then from the origin, the force cube is created. Then the force cube has time. Then the sun is created. This is not the physical sun. It's the non-physical sun that I have explained previously, and then immortal planes. So the time comes to immortal planes also. This time doesn't elapse. The time from the origin is coming up to immortal planes doesn't elapse. It doesn't change. It's an existing time. And then from immortal planes it comes to the physical worlds based on mind. The 3 Sahasri world consisted of 1 into 10 to the power 9 suns. So then the time is different because the space is created here. In this, from origin to immortal planes, there's everything is happening in a vacuum. Now the space is created, then the time is different. So the mind exists here. So 3 Sahasri world, then the time comes from 3 Sahasri world to Dvi Sahasri world, and from that to Sahasri world, and then it comes to our sun, and finally it comes to the earth. And it comes to, if it's today morning. So such a long history. The morning, this one incident has a long history. It's a long story. So we have to understand that this is how the time has come to us.